Welcome to Let's Do Yoga with Joanne. I'm Joanne. I'm so glad you can be with me today. For my friends who are in warm climate, you might want to stay there. We've been in extreme cold weather warnings. This is going into the end of our third week. So if you're somewhere warm, good for you. We're not. All right. So today's class is actually called Great Yoga for Seniors, because chair yoga really is. It's so great. You don't get up and down off of your knees. You do a lot of your work on the chair or using the chair as a prop. So it's just one of the many ways that seniors can take control of their health and, start on the road to improving their flexibility and their strength. Or maybe you already are quite flexible and strong, so by using chair yoga, you can remain that way. So I'm glad you've made the decision to join me. Let's begin with some breath exercises. And we want to have a slightly shorter inhale to our exhale. So that helps clear out any remaining air in the lungs, places that gather moisture. We sure don't want that. So we want to make sure we empty out all the air. All right, so closing your eyes, getting your shoulders over your hips, making sure that the front of you is open so that you've got space to take in all that air. We are going to inhale through our nose and exhale through our mouths today. So inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a normal breath. And we'll just make it a little bit longer on both inhale and exhale. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Normal breath, and we'll repeat that one. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right. So looking over to the right, here where I live in this cold climate, neck injuries tend to occur this time of year. And then come forward, look over the left shoulder. And that's simply because it's so cold that you brace your body against the cold, especially your neck. Let's do a little arch to come over to the right shoulder. Looking over the right shoulder once more. So we want to make sure that we warm up the neck every time we come to yoga. Make an arch coming over to the left. And I'm going to want to do that one more time, but I want to make that arch a little larger now. So I'm going to go over to the right hand shoulder, but this time I'm going to arch so that I'm looking at about a 45-degree up, and then come over to the right shoulder. And again, an arch over to the left. And forward. Okay, putting your hands together, you'll start by making simple figure 8. So you're kind of moving those wrists to accommodate that. You can see I'm kind of doing a bit of a movement there. But I want to also now bring my shoulders more into it. So I'm going to make that figure 8 a little bigger. So my elbows and my shoulders are moving as well. Those of you with arthritis in the shoulder might begin to feel this already. Now I want to really open up, and I'm even going to start to move my torso so that I'm really moving on this chair. You want to make sure your chair is good and sturdy now. And the biggest I can make it now. Really lifting up and coming down and moving my wrists and my shoulders and opening up the side of my body, warming up my spine. There, That's probably pretty good. All right, so my hands are on my thighs, and I'm going to do cat-cow. To protect my lower back, I want to get nice and tall before I lean forward. So forward is the inhale, dropping that belly a little bit, filling up the lungs. And then on the exhale, I'm going to round my back and tuck my tailbone. And inhale, I'll come forward into what's called cow, trying to keep my back long. And then exhale, round my back and tuck my tailbone. So you're trying to keep your back long, otherwise your lower back tends to cave in, and then that can ache after. And exhale, rounding my back. Bring those knees all the way open. I want to have a chest opener, so I'm going to, with my left hand, which looks right to you, drop my hand down to my ankle, and with the other arm, I'm going to open all the way up to the top. So I'm getting that nice long stretch in the ribs on my right hand side. Okay, that's my inhale. On my exhale, I'm just going to come so that both hands are on my thighs. And then on my inhale, I'll bring that other arm up, my left arm. And again, to you, it probably looks right. Exhale, hands on the thighs. So let's do it to the breath now. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, both hands on the thighs. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, both hands on the thighs. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, both hands on the thighs. And last one, inhale, right arm up. And exhale, both hands on the thighs. Keeping my knees wide, I want to take a prayer twist. It's called prayer twist because your hands are in that prayer position that we're familiar with or have seen before on pictures or whatever. So I'm going to put my thumbs against my chest. When I take my twist, I'm not going to get very far, but I want to turn to the right. And maybe I can get my hands to line up with that right thigh. Maybe I can get that far on the diagonal. Maybe some of you can go farther. I can't. And hold. I'm just going to hold for a brief time, really trying to wake up the spine. And then coming through that neutral center, I'm just going to take that same movement over to the left thigh. And for some, it's harder to one side than the other. And then coming forward and into that neutral zone. Just shake that out a little bit. And then let's stand for our standing flow. So in our chair yoga, we do have a standing flow almost every class, unless I specifically, write on the intro that it's all seated. And the standing flow, we use the chair to help with our balance, maybe to help with the alignment of the pose. Our very first pose is called chair. So I'm reaching for that invisible chair behind me with my butt. For some people, again, this might be tricky, so feel free to grab onto the seat of the chair in front of you to take this pose. Maybe you need to bring it closer. Or, lift that up, and then you can either bring your hands forward or you can keep them on the chair, whatever you need to do, because as we're forward, we want to lift onto our right toe and put it down, and onto our left toe and put it down, and then, oh my goodness, can you do both toes? Do you need to hang on to do that? Really using those leg muscles in your core. Put those heels down, and we want to open up into warrior two. So I'm going to keep my right hand forward, my right knee forward, but I'm going to take this left leg and left arm behind me. So you might have to hang on, or maybe you can just lift it and plant it behind you. So that back foot is at a 90-degree angle and your front knee is bent. Okay? I want to tuck my tailbone under and lift both hands out at shoulder height. And I'm going to go from inhale, that's when I lift this hand up, to peaceful warrior to exhale, and that's warrior 2 here. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. From here I come into triangle. My front knee straightens. I don't do anything with the back foot, but do you see I've straightened my front knee? I want to now do that Elvis move where my hip comes back, which makes me want to reach forward. And I reach forward and I touch the seat of the chair. Okay, that's keeping me stable. Careful not to lock that front knee. My back hand comes all the way up. This is my inhale. My exhale comes down to shoulder height. Inhale. Exhale comes down to shoulder height. Inhale. And my exhale comes down to shoulder height. So from here, I want to come back into that chair posture that I had before. So I'm going to swing that back hand around to place on the chair with my other hand. My back foot pivots on the toe and joins my front foot. When my 2 feet are together in front of the chair, I reach behind me for that invisible chair. Someday somebody's going to put one there and surprise me. And then my arms come forward. Now we do the toe thing again. This time come up on the left toe and put it down. Come up on the right toe and put it down. Okay, both toes together. Hang on to the chair if you need to. Coming up on both toes, really working those legs, the calves, the thighs, the core, the butt, it's all working. And then put those heels down. From here, I want to come into warrior 2. You can leave your chair where it is, but I want to face the camera so you can see what I'm doing. So I want to keep my left knee forward this time and my left arm at shoulder height. I'm going to open up with my right arm and step back with my right leg, putting it down on the floor, and my foot is at a 90-degree angle, or it's the same in parallel to the front of that chair, whichever, however you need it to be. And I'm going to tuck my tailbone under me, looking over that front hand. On the inhale, I come into peaceful warrior. That's where my hand comes straight up, my back hand comes down. On the exhale, both hands come back to shoulder height, and I look over the front hand. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. Those legs stay steady and strong. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. Here's where I come into triangle, which is kind of a harder pose. I want to straighten that front leg. It was bent, now it's straight. I want my back hip to continue moving behind me or backwards. And that makes me reach for that chair in front of me. The back hand comes up. That's my inhale. Exhale, I bring this hand down to shoulder height. And inhale, bring that arm up. We can't ever leave our arm over our head and exhale to shoulder height. It's really not good for people with high blood pressure or low blood pressure for that matter. Inhale up. Exhale back to shoulder height. Swing that arm all the way around, placing it on the chair. We're not quite done. The feet come together. Then the arms come out to the side as you inhale into tall mountain. Hands come together in prayer mode. Exhale through heart center. And your hands come to your sides. Okay, that was your flow. You did well. If you managed to follow that, that was good. So I just want to do a little with balance. Balance and brain yoga. We're doing both today. So my balance yoga, I want to keep my hips totally steady, solid. So I'm going to actually hold them here. And then I'm going to circle with my top, with my torso. Now, if you need to hang on to a chair, you do that. But so the top part of me is moving at the waist, but my hips are not. Well, they're moving minimally. Go in one direction and then go in the other. Awesome. And then straighten up. Okay, that's the first move. The second move, I want to move my hips, but not my torso or my shoulders. So they're going to stay steady. I'm going to stare in the camera and try and make sure that I can see that my shoulders stay steady. And I'm going to move my hips instead. So my hips are going to make that circle. It's hard to hold my shoulders steady. So my hips make the circle in one direction, and then I want to take them in the other direction. So you're kind of compartmentalizing your body is what you're doing. Okay, I think we're ready for the balance portion. You can hang on to your chair. I'm going to make my right leg totally strong, like it's a concrete pillar. Get light on my left leg. Stare at something about 45 degrees ahead of you at a 45-degree angle, about 3, 4, 5 feet ahead of you, something that doesn't move. Try and lift that left foot off the floor, and you're going to circle that foot. So I'm circling it in one direction. Maybe I can get light on my fingertips that's holding the chair. Maybe I can take my fingertips off the chair. Change the direction of that circle. And then go ahead and put that foot down. Your concrete leg is probably getting tired. Let's try the other side. So my concrete leg is now my left leg. I'm hanging on to the chair with my left hand, and I'm going to make a circle with that right leg, right foot. I'm going to try and get light on my fingertips on the chair. Maybe I can take them off the chair, maybe not. Circle the other direction. Try and stare at something that isn't going to move, so don't look at me. And then place that foot down on the floor. Okay, so our brain yoga, so what happens as we get older is we become very habitual, and we do the same things over and over. We take the same route to the post office and the same route to the grocery store, and your brain kind of becomes grooved into those same pathways. So we have to wake it up. We have to get the other neurons working and try and get our brain more youthful again and using other things besides those grooves. So let's try this. Let's do train wheels with the arms. So train wheel, right? That's what a train wheel is. It goes back and forth like so. Put your left hand down. With your right hand, go forward. Now bring that left hand up. Can you make the left hand go backwards while the front hand is going forwards? I can't even do it to show you. There we go. Okay, so you can see that I've got one going forwards and one going backwards. And then we'll switch, okay? So shake that out. With my left hand, I want to come forward. So on that note of the grooves, the next time you go get groceries, take a different route. The next time you go to get your mail, take a different route. If you always do crosswords, that's great. Doing crosswords is great. Try and bring that other hand into it. I just tried and it didn't work. If you always do crosswords, maybe one day switch it up to get out the old deck of cards and play solitaire. If you always play solitaire, put it down and do circle a word or circle a letter. But you have to mix it up. You can't just always do the same thing. That's what keeps your brain young. Or so they say. Like I'm just quoting what I've read. Okay, I want to take my knees apart like so, and with my right hand resting on my knee and thigh, I'm going to reach across the midline, which also sparks that brain a little bit, and reach across with my left hand, and then really reach across until my left butt comes off the chair. So make sure you're safe. that your chair is sturdy and it can handle you doing this. And then I'm going to come across and just go the other way. All right, coming back to where we were, we're going to do the same thing and add an element. So I'm going to reach across with my left hand, place my left hand back down on my thigh, and with my right shoulder, I'm going to try and reach across the diagonal and across the midline, which, yeah, probably isn't going to happen, just so you know. And then bring that down. Now with my right hand, I'll reach across my midline, try and reach across that left thigh, really reach until my right buttock comes off the chair. Then I'll put my hand back onto my upper thigh, and with my left shoulder, I want to reach across the diagonal, like so. Okay, so one more time and adding another element. Left hand comes across the diagonal towards the right side. Place the left hand back down, and with my right shoulder, reach across the diagonal. Sitting straight up, take both hands and reach to the right side. So now you don't have anything to stabilize you. So you might not get very far. Placing both hands back on your thighs. Let's go to the other side. My right hand crosses to the left hand side. I come back. My left shoulder takes the diagonal to the right. And I come back. Now both arms come across the left. All right, so this morning's was maybe a little bit longer than some, maybe about 5 minutes longer than some that I've posted. So let's take our body and press it back in our chair. By the way, if you enjoyed today's video, please tap like or subscribe or share. That just helps get it out to more people. I'm going to press my lower back into the chair. Close your eyes. So you want to just take a few minutes before you just get up and walk away. Take a few minutes to let your body and your brain process what you've just done. So go ahead and relax your body. Think about relaxing your feet and your calves, letting your thighs and your butt get heavy in the chair. Maybe you can take those elbows and just bring them slightly back and down so that your shoulders lower away from your ears. Release the lower jaw from the upper jaw. Soften any tightness in your cheeks and around your eyes. And then just take about 20 seconds to try and bring your mind to your breathing and nothing else. So it's not going to think about that the car needs the oil changed or what the grocery list is or what the temperature is outside. Just keep bringing it back to your breath, even if it means you actually have to say inhale and exhale, okay? And begin now. And you can slowly open your eyes. Once again, thank you for joining me this morning. I sure appreciate that. And may your inner light shine for all to see. Namaste.